Hello, everybody, and welcome to UNM Esports. This is Mountain West Week 5. We are going to you live here from Albuquerque. This is the San Diego State University versus the UNM Esports. I'm Dieter Elegant Cabbage Hanbicki, joined to me on the cast, like always, with...
Mark Luna Ephemera by Alone.
Yep, and we are both currently in the spectator chat for game 1 of this 3-game series against SDSU. So while we're waiting for that, we will... I just heard an... Okay. We'll go over just a couple of little things here on the day. First up, the format, Mountain West format, it is 11 days of gaming. Each team plays each other team once, single round robin, best of 3 each time. Here is our schedule. It's Wednesdays and Saturdays. Wednesdays at about 7 p.m. Mountain Time, and Saturdays at about 4 p.m. Mountain Time, but that is always subject to change. And then here's our standings. Colorado, Boise, and Spartan in first, second, and third. Then Nevada and UNM tied really for 4th and 5th. And then below that, Hawaii, SDSU, the Wyoming, Fresno State, Utah, and Air Force sitting down there at 1 and 4. This, of course, standings is with everyone being given a win because of that bye week.
Indeed. Again, not anything too surprising from these standings. The consistent big hitters, of course, being at the top. A little bit more interesting is that Air Force is towards the bottom there. Usually they have much better showings, but
yeah, I don't remember Air Force last year, but I remember 2 years ago they went to Nevada in playoffs. I think they got 2nd overall. And this year, they have yet to win a game. That one win in their win column is a bye. You know, it's they're off to a really rough start.
Yeah, and that's the nature of collegiate, right? People graduate, people leave, go somewhere else.
Yeah,
it really just could be anything.
And hopefully we can talk about this until we get into the game. The last thing to bring up is, normally here I like to bring up a little pick ban segment of what was 100% pick ban on the past day of games, or highly contested, high win rates, that kind of things. But today, because of the just huge diversity, really, in jungle picks that we've seen, I wanted to bring up this graphic. And this is over the last 7 games. There was a total of almost 14, or there was 14 games and almost a total of 14 unique picks, with only J4 being picked 3 times. But
yeah, and we're also straight into champion select.
Straight into champion
we have to talk about this in a minute. Immediately, the first ban we're seeing on the side of SDSU is that Senna, of course, Little Willie 69 or Medium Willie 69 playing a lot of that. Lulu ban coming out on the side of UNM. We've been seeing a lot of Protect the ADC on the side of SDSU. So nothing too surprising there. The Galio ban. Galio's just been really good recently.
Lulu and Galio are some of the most contested picks in Mountain West, just in general.
Right.
Over the last... there was 7 games, I think. No, that's not right. There was, I don't know. Yeah, there were 7 games last Wednesday, or in the past week. So that's 14 picks total for, blue side, red side. And in that, I think Galio was banned 5 times, picked twice over those 7 games. So I think he was 100% pick ban rate. Wow. I think he was a 50% win rate in those 2 picks. Lulu also being a very high priority.
Yeah, it turns out AoE knockup's pretty good.
Yeah.
And I was also with the Ornn ban.
Yeah.
AoE knockups.
Ornn being banned actually quite a bit too. I don't think he's particularly strong. I think he's just really strong and competitive.
He's also particularly strong in the hands of Yellow Cactus.
That's also true. Udyr here, the first pick. Very high priority in the jungle in a lot of pro scenes. I'm not entirely certain if Didicus even plays it, so I don't know if that's a necessary first pick.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just to flex, be like, hey, we're gonna play Udyr, and there's nothing you could do about it.
Yeah, but I would have preferred, like, if they first, like, insta-locked Camille, I'd be like, yeah, that's a reasonable
Yeah, Camille,
thing.
Jhin, Kai'Sa.
I don't think you need to put too much priority on the AD carries right there. What SDSU wants to pick up right now is their support. Looks like they're going to go for Leona. Strong pick, especially into Varus.
Yeah, interesting, the Varus pick.
Yeah,
I was not expecting that.
I think the first Varus to be picked up in Mountain West overall. There might have been one play of it in week 1. I'm trying to think. Actually, I can bring up my little stat sheet and just do a little
kind of regardless of whether or not it was played in week 1. I question the legitimacy on many different levels, mostly because Varus right now ADCs, right? Well, there's like 3.
Yeah, it's also Varus is bad right now. Just kind of like straight up, like he's not good.
Yeah, he kind of falls into the Jace problem where you want to be able to just kind of one-shot people with a Q, but you don't have the items that allow you to do that.
Yeah, rounding out the bot lane here for UNM is that Alistar. Jinx picked up here for SDSU. I actually do like that pick. She got a fairly decent buff on the last patch that dropped Thursday or whenever that was. And I don't think she's S tier, but I do think that she's fairly strong right now.
Yeah, I mean, her ability to clear waves and the fact that Runans is now a viable second purchase has put her in a pretty good position, plus the buffs. Means that, like, if SDSU does want to go with that Protect the ADC, Jinx is a perfect candidate for that, while maintaining mobility.
I don't think they're going to go Protect the AD carry because they picked a Leona.
Well, Leona Udyr, yeah. But, yeah. I'm just saying, like, Jinx in general does fit in with their game plan, and I'm sure
if they wanted to go Protect the AD carry, this should have been an Ivern, and I guess Lulu was banned, but, like, a Nami, I guess, or Janna. UNM seeing that Protect the AD carry might be a viable option, banning out that Orianna, the Urgot, send knee picks, of course, with that username. It is an Urgot main.
Yep.
Didicus, actually, I think that's PPSU getting both the Heimerdinger and the Rammus bans thrown at him.
Didicus actually does play a lot of Rammus and is
that's Didicus.
Kind of a comfort pick for him, yeah.
Okay, I thought that was, for some reason, I thought PPSU played like Heimerdinger top and Rammus.
I don't believe so, but okay. I mean, he might have played it a few times, but it's mostly the Heimerdinger. Okay. Diana being picked up for the mid lane here, a PPSU special.
Yep. Relatively comfort pick. UNM would have always had to pick their mid laner blind. Not a huge fan of the Diana in general, but we've seen PPSU be able to pull it out to pretty decent effect, I think. So, not terrible.
I mean, here what we're seeing on the side of Peter X Lee versus PPSU, I think I definitely favor PPSU just overall. Looking at all the statistics, looking at all the games that the both of them have played, Peter X Lee doesn't play a whole lot of mid lane. And neither does PPSU, but he at least plays top lane, which is sort of like mid lane, but longer.
Yeah. It's like mid lane is like top lane, except you don't need teleport to make it everywhere in the map. And that's
exactly.
Sylas here in the mid lane matchup. We've actually seen that quite a bit in Mountain West. I don't think we've seen it very much in the LEC or LCS. Haven't been watching all of those games, though. So a reasonably high priority. It also, I think that goes in really well with these composition the SDSU has picked up. This is a skirmish comp.
Right. Yeah, they're definitely looking to kind of like hit and run lanes and hit and run objectives and just kind of get in there, look for a scrap, and then get out.
It is a little bit of a protect the AD carry in that the AD carry is going to be most of this team's damage, I'm going to say. Sylas and Udyr are going to be able to do a much, but I'm expecting Jinx to really put this team on their back.
Yeah, I'm actually curious because, like, in terms of like raw overall DPS, there's much more coming out on the side of SDSU, but there's a bit more CC and burst coming out on the side of UNM. And if you're looking for a skirmish comp, you're kind of looking for a quicker in and out, and UNM definitely has that quicker in and out here.
Yeah, the thing I'm really just worried about for UNM is their Varus into Leona, which is going
Right.
to be awful.
One flash blown
Yeah.
is going to be rough, but the Alistair does allow the safety of Varus a little better.
I also am glad that UNM finally figured out that Gragas is a good pick. They kind of had been ignoring that pick for quite a bit, and honestly, a lot of Mountain West has been, even though it's really high priority in the LCS and in all of those pro leagues. So
What's also interesting that you're seeing pop up here is the UNM special of a little bit too much of one kind of damage.
yeah, especially with this Varus or Varus in general is just one of the easiest AD carries to like remove from the game.
Right.
So if he has a bad laning phase, which he's into Jinx, Leona, and Anudier, there's a high probability of that.
Alistair can only headbutt one of Leona or Udyr away from the Varus.
This is all of the AD damage in this Varus.
Right. Which could be really questionable. Poppy being a huge tank, Udyr building off tank, and Leona building main tank could be a large portion of the damage just being mitigated by buying a couple of magic resist items, assuming that the Varus does not have a good lane. However, if they do have a good lane, then, they still have to spec a little bit into it, but they might just go Bramble Vest and call it a day.
Yeah. I also think I really like this Poppy pickup here, now that I'm looking at it.
Huge into Diana.
Huge into Diana, huge into Gragas. Like, that's going to be really hard for the Gragas Mordekaiser to do anything in to gank the Poppy if they wanted to go that route. Huge into the Alistar. Like, that Steadfast Presence is going to put in a lot of work here.
Steadfast Presence and allowing the team on the side of SDSU to take those skirmishes and just kind of like yeet a couple of people out of the fight so that they're guaranteed to win it.
Yeah.
That knockup, of course, being no joke on the side of Poppy, especially if you can charge it up for any length of time, you are effectively just removing somebody from the fight.
Yeah, I mean, that's what the ult does. It removes. So hopefully for a UNM, we won't, she'll miss them all or just, do the tap to try and get that knockup.
The other thing is that UNM has a really strong top side. Like, between the Diana Gragas Mordekaiser, like, early game, because no one's going to be building those, big AP resist items early, tons of damage coming out from those two. Any scrap that they find on the Rift Herald or top lane, or even on occasion mid lane, assuming that there's no roams from bottom, going to be large damage amounts coming in.
Oh, yeah. Hold on, let me... I'm just need to put the stream here into the Discord because I forgot.
Of course.
Forgot to do that. So we'll just put that in here and then move it down to MOBA, throw it down in here. That's at League of Legends,
Yeah, just for giggles.
And
loading in the game.
Yep, here we are in the game, or loading into the game.
I think it's gonna be a very interesting game. I actually have a hard time putting it one way or the other for the teams, mostly because UNM has a strong top side, but SDSU has a strong bot side, and so I feel like they're just going to be kind of sacking different sides of the map, and I would wonder if the side with the dragon is going to be a little better, Yeah,
I do wonder what the jungle pathing is going to be like this game, because I feel like that's really going to matter in this game. Sorry for the slightly scuffed stream here at the moment. Fix everything. There we go. Okay. I just loaded in. I'm at 15 seconds 16. How about you, Mark?
I'm at 0%. So.
Oh, nice.
I think my client died. Oh,
nice.
Nope, we're loaded in.
Awesome.
Instantly, from 0 to 100.
It do be like that sometimes. I'm at 30 seconds right now.
I'm just going to fast forward. I'm at 33.
Yep, perfect. Awesome. And here we are into the game. Sorry, excuse us for the technical difficulties a little bit here. Looks like it's just a 5-man, nothing really happening in level 1.
I don't give a good invade to either team, to be honest.
I don't hate the Leona Udyr invade, but also it's not good enough to warrant.
Yeah, but into an Alistair who just kind of knocks him up and walks away, it's like, eh.
Yeah, they could, right? I wouldn't fault them if they tried it, but it's also not worth it, really. So
right.
Alistair,
nothing too much going on.
Looking for putting a ward onto the chickens. We don't see that very much.
Yeah, interesting. You talked about the jungle pathing, and here we see Udyr starting blue. I think that SDSU knows that they have a stronger bot side, and so starting blue and then moving immediately into bot side, looking for those early ganks, gonna be their game plan here. Whereas on the side of UNM, you see the exact opposite, where they know they have a stronger top side. They're starting the blue, and they're gonna go up.
I'm also the interesting thing is this would almost be a game where you want to vertical jungle for the side of SDSU.
Right.
They were in that bot lane bush for quite a while, but didn't actually end up getting anything out of it. But they did show that the Udyr is starting top side.
Yeah, I mean, I do want to say that, like, I think that the Udyr would, if they met the Gragas, would win that fight.
I think early, yeah.
Yeah, so the vertical jungle here would be the play. So the Udyr should have went over up into the red and just contested the Gragas, but we're just seeing it.
Well, if they wanted to do vertical jungle, what they should have done is they should have split the map the other way, honestly, because UNM really wants to let this Mordekaiser go to town like he's doing right now. And if they vertical jungled with the Gragas starting top side and then, vertically, like, basically they would have had to completely switch where each team started, because if they vertical jungled in the way that they were, this would mean that the jungler is always on the bot side for UNM, which is good for them because that's protecting their weak side, but it's also bad for them because it's throwing their top side, which, Mordekaiser should just whack this Poppy for days.
Yeah, that was a little questionable, just kind of running into the Mordekaiser circle there, in particular. I mean, classic, we always say it's a wet noodle fight up in the top lane, and then shortly after we say it's a wet noodle fight, somebody dies. So let's see if anything happens there.
I mean, this one is a wet noodle fight, but it's also, like, the Mordekaiser is way favored in this.
Yeah. It's honestly not even close. Like, the Poppy's just getting bullied.
Oh, yeah, and especially just all of the graphs. Okay, PPSU getting ganked, the Ignite going down. That's Didicus flashing for Peter X Lee, having to flash out. He might go down. No, not enough Ignite damage. Ooh. That's Kimono flashing for that, and he's going to be able to walk out.
There was actually a lot of flashes there in the mid lane, and the Udyr managing to just chase it down. The Gragas being unable to chase because how do you catch an Udyr, truly?
Well, that's also tragic. I know the meme of the UNM esports team is saying unlucky, but that really is tragic. Peter X Lee did not get that. Okay, now in the bot lane, I drink bathwater, knocking David Sparks. What is his name? Into the turret, getting a decent amount of damage, probably trading a back equal what that damage was.
Yeah, honestly, if the Leona didn't take the tower damage there, it would have definitely been a better trade, but because of the good headbutt there, then it was pretty much even.
Yeah. Sorry, this was, this must either be a name change or a sub or something, because I don't think S. David Spark 5-3 is their main support. But I'm not...
I believe you are correct. They are a sub, looking at the roster.
Okay.
So apparently Psych Glitch could not make it today. Or are just switching out supports in between series. I don't know.
Yep, could be either. I was expecting to say Psych Glitch, and I was like, huh, that's not a name that I recognize. Yellow Cactus flashing forward, forcing the flash out of send knee picks. Not going to get the kill there, but seeing as Yellow Cactus is nearly level 6, him not having the flash is going to be fine. If someone comes to ganks him, it's just going to be a 1v1 no matter what. Whereas Didicus being able to come top, if the Steadfast Presence is burned for any reason, that's going to be a really easy kill. Especially, and Yellow Cactus is just hitting all of these grasps.
Yeah, that's what you want to see. Again, the strong top side. You just, at this point, Didicus needs to be making a move over towards that top side and just kill the Poppy. They know that there's no flash. They need to be up there.
Okay, Peter actually hitting 6, going aggressive. PPSU only level 5, deciding not to opt into that. All right, now Didicus is finding Chemo in the jungle.
Finally a grasp that didn't hit. Good job, Poppy.
It's just walk sideways, like
perpendicular. Every skill shot in the game, perpendicular.
And the other thing is Yellow Cactus needs to go back soon. He does have teleport. Poppy already blasted. Poppy going in, getting the ultimate. And that really is Yellow Cactus just overstaying.
What a combo there. And looks like we're going to see a repeat mid lane. Udyr just coming straight in. I believe that's going to be a kill. Nothing Udyr can even, Gragas can even do about it.
Yeah, he tried. Was a little bit too late and a little bit too far away. R. Pike and S. David Sparks looking for a reset here. R. Pike just pushing that wave into the turret, expecting him to back here. Honestly, a little bit late of a back. 56 CS is probably closer to, I'm going to guess, like, I could actually look. That's 2,300 gold. You should be backing at 1,300. This is 1,000 gold more than this Jinx wants to have. Like,
yeah, the okay, so I was talking about UNM's strong side and the fact that they really wanted to be playing top side. However, with these Udyr ganks and with the just kind of faster presence that the Udyr's having over the Gragas, it's looking like really the deciding factor could be bot lane here. They're both pretty even. Actually, no, it's a 10 CS lead.
S. David Sparks finding Didicus here. Looks like PPSU looking for a flank here. No directed camera. I want to look down here, not at the top lane. PPSU going in, getting a little bit more. Now, Jinx is not here. S. David Sparks might just be run down. Chemo is here, getting the bear slap onto PPSU. PPSU going in, seeing if he can get a little bit more. Turtle stance activated. PPSU not actually doing that much damage. This might just want to be a dive here for the Leona in a 3v4. And it looks like
Yellow Cactus trading back a kill. Throwing down the Death Realm.
Everyone's just going to go back. Oh, yeah. And while that was happening, top lane, Yellow Cactus finally went back, bought his items, and wow, would you look at that? When you're even on items, you win the trade.
Yeah. Do note that SDSU did get the dragon there, which is kind of a big pickup for them. I mean, they basically got it for free, right? There was a little bit of chasing going on the bot side, but ultimately nothing came of it.
I don't even think any summoners were blown here. As I was saying, the Noon Quiver for both AD carries, and then a pickaxe coming down for the Jinx as well. But can you, like, they should have backed so much longer ago. You just back at that 1,300, you get the Noon Quiver, and both your CSing is going to be a lot easier. Your laning is going to be a lot easier because you're actually going to do damage. Like, what a novel concept. And it's also, if I'm jungle, especially as Gragas, if I see the enemy AD carry is sitting on a Doran's blade at like 8 minutes, which she was, I'm just going to wreck her. Like, Didicus should have looked for a gank down bottom, knowing that someone should have called out. I have to imagine he wasn't looking particularly hard at the scoreboard and just assumed the Jinx would have backed. But, like, the Jinx wouldn't have been able to trade any damage back. It probably would, even if it just burns a flash, he would have been fine to just run in, you know, body slam the Jinx, and then, okay, that's flash, and then just walk out.
Especially when the entire team like was on that side of the map, like trade and then go to the dragon right afterwards. But instead they don't, and they lose the dragon for that.
Yeah, and here we are, a little bit over 10 minutes into the game, 3-1 in kills. 16.
Alistair sitting on a ward up in the
16,000 to 15,000, give or take, about 1,000 gold here, up for you or for SDSU. Not the biggest deal in the world, I'm going to say. It's more of a
might be a gank
advantage.
coming in the top here, but Pompey does have flash up, so it might just be a burned flash. Nope.
This is also the wave is crashing into her, so she's just going to walk out. Yellow Cactus wants to... Okay, Chemo is here. That's stopping...
Yeah, I mean, it was a perfect Chemo gank, actually, if the Gragas wasn't in the bush waiting for the gank as well.
Okay, PPSU, again, getting stunned up here. He's ignited, going to get her ult stolen, and that's a lot blown for the Diana there. 0-3-0, not having the greatest game, and we even saw the Super Mega Death Rocket from downtown trying to pick that one up from
that
Jinx.
Was certainly a coordinated assault there.
Okay, and here we see, ganking a Mordekaiser.
Yeah, Death Realm moment right there.
But it looks like Bobby's gonna be fine. For him, that does buy a lot of time for Didicus to get here, but Yellow Cactus is going to go down anyways, and Didicus might go down as well. Chemo tanking the turret, but he'll be fine. And that's a 2 for 0.
Yeah, these scraps in the top lane not going super well for UNM. Looks like they're going to get a few turret plates as well as Rift here.
Yeah. I mean, part of that is also that the mid lane here for UNM Esports is not able to get anything done. They just gank the mid lane as the Diana's down, does not have teleport. We know she's in the fountain. Okay, let's rotate top and just 4-man it.
Yeah, I mean, Silas definitely has a commanding position here where he can just push in waves and then leave, and then go gank somewhere, and then do it again. Especially after you kill the Diana, it's really easy to go gank.
Yeah, I drink bathwater being annoying, but that's not that bad. The interesting thing here is Medium Willie 69 is getting 2 turret plates, and...
getting a couple of plates actually just swing the gold lead back from just over 3,000 to a little under 3,000.
And the surprising thing is we were saying that this bot lane here for UNM is going to be their weak side. Oh no, PPSU.
Oh no.
Again,
here goes
Smoke
the game.
Here, stunned up. There's nothing he can do. Trying to dodge out a little bit. I drink bathwater, missing his combo, headbutting.
It honestly didn't even matter.
Yeah. It was awkward and maybe a little bit of a tilter, but yeah, it did not matter.
Poppy doing some big damage here, looking to take the fight, is actually not backing up while walking into the Mordekaiser circle.
I think she'll be... Or I think Yellow Cactus will be fine. He just needs to make sure he's not sitting at an angle to the turret where he will get headbutted into it.
Right, and see the same combo happen.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine otherwise, because they're give or take the same... Okay, now Sendipix taking 2 turret shots, and now...
I'm actually surprised they didn't dash into the minion there to get out of the turret range. A little confusing, but, you know, whatever. I guess Sendipix is just not concerned about it. Even though they probably should be. Didicus getting caught out here.
Getting caught out. Managed to use the body slam, and that's a big barrel to get out of everything. Looks like they want a little bit more here in the mid lane. PPSU, you're down a level and down quite a bit. Why are you going forward? You're getting stunned up, snared up, and that's just an easy kill.
That was a really good stolen ultimate on the side of the Silas there.
Zap
kind of nuts.
Barely going wide. I drink bathwater should be dead, frankly.
Yeah.
Medium Willie 69, you need to run. He
this
knows
is a dangerous
everyone
spot to
is here, and he has no way to get out of it. He does not have ult. He does have his 2 summoner spells, but like just run away. Looks like he's trying to be cheeky. Death Realm going up on top. The Poppy ult in the Death Realm is odd. Oh no, Sendipix going in, Yellow Cactus going very low, just barely not able to get the 1-for-1.
That was a super close fight. The Poppy ultimate in the Death Realm is a little wacky, but it did ultimately save her from the Mordekaiser circle, so, you know.
Yeah.
You take it.
I think the other thing about that was Poppy has her Mythic, and Yellow Cactus does not. And that really is just a lot of damage.
Yeah, mythics are super important. They're just worth going. And anytime you can get them. Interesting note, also, the Silas has their mythic above the Diana.
I'm not going to say that's particularly interesting, seeing as the Diana
it's
is
not
050.
It is not surprising, but it is making a large difference in the fights.
Oh, yes.
Is my main point.
The other thing is this, we were talking about how the bot lane here should be the strong point for SDSU and should be the weak point here for UNM Esports. And frankly, bot lane hasn't mattered.
Yeah,
I'm going to say
been pretty inconsequential overall.
I'm going to say at all, really.
What's funny is that Udyr spotted out the Gragas and just didn't even care. Just kept taking the red and then left.
I mean, there's nothing that there's... The Udyr's 4-0-2. There's nothing that this Gragas can do. Looks like UNM's looking for something on Peter X Lee in the mid lane. Peter X Lee turned into a bear for a little bit, which was a little bit weird to look at. Now, I drink bathwater going very low. He has the broken will, or unbroken will, whatever it's called. Shutdown going over to Didicus Chemo, running away.
Yeah, David Sparks and Chemo definitely both, it looked like, made the call to back out of that, but Silas was like, no, I could do it. And then just went hero mode straight into the tower there, or into the enemy team. Knowing that the TP was coming down, even if it was a 1-for-1, they definitely could have just gotten out and called it a day, instead of going for the 1v1 and only getting the 1-for-0.
Okay, here we see Yellow Cactus getting Poppy ulted after his own ult. That's actually pretty big that cooldown's down now. Steadfast Presence is down. Didicus is here going to be able to get that body slam. And Poppy's going to run away. Peter X Lee somehow made it up here as well. Chemo ran up. Yellow Cactus going very low. He might be able to make it out to his own turret. Didicus put into the fake death round. Peter X Lee picking up the Gragas. Pipisu is here.
Oh my!
And that's a really good steadfast presence. Pipisu now getting stunned up. He probably was going to die here. Chemo pulled onto the tower. Yellow Cactus, I don't think you wanted that, bud. And that's a 3-for-0. 17.5 minutes here into the game. Hextech Flash going over the wall. This is going to be 3 turrets to 0, 12 kills to 2, about a 7,000 gold lead.
If I'm UNM here, the only thing that you can do is just hope to farm it up a little bit more, finish up the next half of an item, sack the next dragon, and honestly, sack the Baron and let them push into your inhib tower and just kind of farm it out there.
I think if they try the Baron here, you can fight around that if they get low enough. SDSU does have like a decent amount of tanks here, but
7,000 at 18 minutes is a hefty lead to throw away. You'd have to, at this point, kind of try to throw it away on the side of SDSU.
Running into Pipisu under turret. Didicus is here, and they're all going to walk away.
SDSU respecting the tower, respecting the fact that they have no idea where anyone on the enemy team is because they have one ward in the enemy jungle.
Yeah, and I also
just opting to push the wave.
Another big thing here is Pipisu is level 10. Medium Willie 69 is level 11. That's ignoring that Sedney Pix is 13, Chemo is 12, and Peter X Lee is also 12.
I mean, something that we're seeing out of Pipisu here is that just playing super aggressive for, like, almost no reason.
Okay, as David Parks probably going to go down here. Good pick from them. That was so many ultimates used, but that's still a really good pick. Free gold. I drink bathwater looking for a little bit more. He should be fine. He's going to headbutt the Poppy. No, he's not. He might just die. He's going to be fine. Pipisu now next in the front line. Chemo not taking any damage, frankly, from anyone. Barrel goes a little bit wide, and after that, UNM looks like they just want to reset.
These steadfast presences have been outstanding. Actually huge. I
mean, you have
SDSU is taking these backs off UNM and just kind of rolling with them also.
You have basically the entire time until you get stunned to throw down the steadfast presence for, like, the body slam or for, you know, you have so much time. That's actually a huge ult from Pipisu going in, and he's going to get blasted out by the fake Gragas ultimate. Now there's a death room. I'm not actually sure who Yellow Cactus brought in. Looks like it was Chemo. I Drink Bathwater now in the middle of 3. Medium Willie 6'9", flashing forward. Might be able to get one onto R-Pike, but he's going to go down on the other side. Just barely not able to get Poppy there. That's almost clean ace. Didicus running for his life, and 4 for 1. This might be the end of the game here. I don't think that they will be able to end it, but this might be the inhib.
They get the inhib back and immediately set up for Dragon here. If they get their wards down right after they back, it'll be perfect to back one more time and then really just double down on the vision. They actually don't go for the inhib here.
They're deciding not to. I suppose people.
Well, with home guards up.
Bathwater is up. Medium Willie 6'9" getting up right now. They probably could have taken that inhib. I don't hate the
here
decision.
SDSU just kind of takes the enemy jungle here, right? They completely devoid them of vision and devoid them of resources as much as they can. They're slapping the entire bottom side of the jungle here. Setting up for the dragon or the Baron vision. They could be setting up or they already did set up the dragon vision. UNM's going to have to respond, and by that time, SDSU can respond again. And because of their commanding lead, they pretty much take this dragon uncontested if they play it right.
Well, there's another 2.5 minutes until Dragon, so that'll be quite a while. Vision wards only last for 1.5 minutes, I think. Said Nepix probably is going to get the kill here onto Medium Willie 6'9". Will at least get the ultimate out. Actually, Medium Willie 6'9" doing a decent amount of damage. That Q doesn't really do anything, but that's not nothing, honestly. Forcing Send Nepix to probably go back. He doesn't have too much life regen in that kit right now. And
yeah, it's not looking great. Also, the wards do last 2.5 minutes, I believe.
Oh, 2.5 minutes? Oh, yeah.
150 seconds.
150. I think the stealth wards from the trinkets are always a little bit weird. I Drink Bathwater. Yeah, that's approximately what was expected. I don't know why he's doing
I mean,
this.
here the Varus shows up, but the Varus using the ult on the Poppy already means that this is going to be a little questionable because the Sped
Yellow
Fast
Cactus and
presence
Didicus wanting to look for something. That's a pretty big rocket from downtown. Sendy picks going to be able to knock one out. I Drink Bathwater had to ult, and that was really close and a really big shutdown going over to Medium Willie 6'9". 3-1. Unfortunately, is Varus, and this is going to be a dead Didicus having to use the flash there. PPSU, you don't want
if Leona had actually done that correctly, couldn't have flashed it, but a little bit late on the ult.
And while that was happening,
that's definitely a Baron.
Yeah, Chemo taking no damage, frankly, from that Baron, and our Pike just DPSing.
Taking a lot of damage, but not actually mattering.
Yeah, I mean, Medium Willie 6'9" is the shining light here for UNM. I don't think it's going to matter.
Yeah, I mean, they have no options here other than to fight for the soul.
But if they get a, let's say, a really good front to back, and I mean like a really good front to back, Medium Willie 6'9" will of course be out damaged by R-Pike. But like if they kill R-Pike first and then front to back for like a really long time, then Medium Willie 6'9" might win it. It's not.
Yeah, it looks like nothing's going on too much. Diana flashing in the mid lane, I believe.
Had to get away from 3 people there. UNM having to send people to clear out those waves.
It's actually a large summoner cooldown in the mid wave or in the mid lane for the Diana.
The good news for UNM. Oh. Okay.
Also another huge cooldown.
This is going to be the soul going down right now. Might be a fight afterwards.
Oh, yeah. It's not
Didicus getting 100-0. He can move Medium Willie 6'9". Next one to go down, PPSU. Now 1v3. Yellow Cactus did take Chemo into the 1v1 zone. Peter actually unstoppable. I Drink Bathwater. Probably going to get run down. Send knee picks. Going to send him some knee picks, if you know what I mean.
And that will be game 1.
Yeah, that's a clean ace with Baron on 5 members.
Baron and Soul.
So... Also, yeah.
Unfortunately for UNM, they just couldn't quite get in there. Like you saw that they fought on their side of the jungle while half the team was taking Dragon. Poppy was kind of zoning a bunch of them, like running at them with her ult bought a lot of time, running away when they knew that her ult was down bought a lot of time. It was just kind of overall a kind of a rough one.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that this was a surrender or something, or I was a few seconds behind.
Yeah, my client
because
also
the client occasionally crashes at the end of Summoner or at the end of Spectator games.
Indeed.
That's a lot of Poppy damage.
Yeah, the Poppy only being out damaged by the Silas. You know, I was sitting here like UNM's top side really good here. But evidently I was just kind of thrown for a loop, and I feel like it really just kind of boiled down to Udyr getting to the lanes just a smidgen faster than the Gragas.
A really good skirmisher jungle. He pretty much just had Didicus' number the entire time. I mean, part of that is also the Mordekaiser and, you know, top lane, the Mordekaiser into Poppy. That's going to be a lot of trading back and forth, just throwing damage at each other. So their numbers are going to be inflated. The mid lane, I don't think those damage numbers are particularly inflated.
No, the
other thing that we were talking about is, interestingly, the Jinx and the Varus did, I mean, pretty much the same amount of damage. And, you know, we were a little bit worried about the Varus, and frankly, that wasn't the problem. They did fine in lane. I think they were maybe down like 10 CS. I think that's fine. That's about what you would expect from just a Varus into Leona. And, you know, Medium Willie 69 tried really hard to carry that game, and he was unfortunately just not able to.
Yeah. Ultimately, like, going even in lane when the rest of your team is just kind of like not going even at all, a little rough.
Yeah.
It looks like we're having that same issue where we can't. Oh, just kidding. I can spectate.
They're in champion select, is what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I can.
They're not in champion select anymore. They're creating a custom game.
Okay, yeah, I think they started a little early and are in getting us in now.
Awesome. Well, we will change this to, no, that's game 3. Game 2. So going into game number 2 here, what I would like to see from UNM is, generally, if you get smashed that hard in any game, going into game 2, pretty much my opinion, and I want to hear your thoughts on this, is you ban out the comp that just won them in game 1, and just say, show us something else, right?
Yeah, you can definitely do that. You can also alternatively play a different game on your side. Ultimately, I think UNM was shooting for a strong top side and a kind of like skirmishy kind of mid game, I guess, is what they were looking for, and then they just kind of got out skirmished.
Yeah.
And got out top-sided.
So here, Lulu Udyr, first 2 bans from UNM, then the Seraphine Udyr. I do like that ban. I think that a lot of the game from last game was the Udyr. You know, as much as there was some outplays in the mid lane and in the top lane. And the Varus first pick. Okay.
Again, I have to really question
but
why. Why not the Jhin? Why not the Kaisa?
I'm like, listen.
Okay,
Varus
well, the Jhin was banned.
Like Varus is fine, right? But why put so much priority on him? Like, I don't think, unless our Pyke is a Jhin main that I'm not aware of, which he might be, to be completely
I don't
fair.
believe so.
You know, I don't think he's going to pick Jhin that early. And even if he does, you can just play, like, Alistar Jhin or Alistar Kaisa right here would be perfectly fine into a Thresh Varus lane, right?
Right, and I think what they're going for immediately off that Blitzcrank pick is a stronger lane, a more intense, a stronger bot lane. So instead of going for like the farm Q Varus, they're going for the I'm gonna ult you and kill you Varus, which I agree should be the way you're playing it anyway.
Yeah, I'm looking at rpikesup.gg, and he played 3 games of Varus last season. 67% win rate. I mean, 3 games. That's, like one of like 5 options that you can do over 3 games. And he played 120 or 140 games of Jinx. So,
Yeah. In terms of just overall priority, I don't know why the Varus is getting such high priority. Maybe it's because they want to save the other picks, and they figured that the Varus isn't a priority, but rather just a pick to throw down and then see what the enemy team is doing.
I mean, yeah, I don't hate picking the AD carry in the first round. I hate it picking it in the first picking it, because I think, there are higher priority things that you can pick up right there. I really like the Poppy ban here from UNM.
Yeah, very good.
Just because, God, it was disruptive.
Yeah, I mean, almost every dash was just like, boop, nope. And no more dashing for you.
Like, I don't hate the AD carry pickup in the first round. I think that's actually what you're supposed to do, and like that's good. It's the Varus that's confusing.
It's the Varus, yeah. 100%.
Galio here picked up for SDSU. I like that really with the Hecarim. Hecarim a very high priority jungler right now, in general. Thresh, good. We'll be able to get a little bit more defensive ability on that Kai'Sa. The hook will also be nice, but really, you pick Thresh for the Lantern. Looks like
I was gonna get real worried there if they went with the Kiana. I was so worried about their AD damage and just stacking a specific type of damage again. I was so worried. Thank God they picked the Sylas.
I do like the Sylas here throwing down the gauntlet, saying, "I'll win the 1v1 this time." Hopefully he will.
The reason they were hovering the Kiana, of course, going into the Galio mid lane, but at this point they've already kind of shorted themselves. That's a pickup.
Yeah, that's odd.
Kennen, huh?
Yeah.
Kennen blind pick.
Huh. All right.
I haven't seen a Kennen, I think, in anything recently.
I feel like I've seen a Kennen recently. Oh, but okay. Here's the big brain IQ, because what UNM realized was like, oh, Urgot's available, so we'll send.
They're definitely gonna pick it. Yep.
Well, they'll absolutely pick it. So we just pick Kennen, which I guess is fine into Urgot. I don't actually know.
I mean, it seems good. You can just run away anytime he starts like going at you.
Yeah. It's also really good in the team fights. Yeah, it's a little odd. Again, I really like SDSU's team comp here.
Yeah, I think actually, okay, so not only in my expert never to be humble opinion, but also off of U.GG, Kennen hard counters Urgot. Like, it's not even close. 38% win rate against Kennen for Urgot.
Okay, so it's actually 300 IQ quote unquote blind picking the Kennen.
Yeah, it's 600 million IQ. However, if Sendipix is a true Urgot one trick, then they will know how to play into the Kennen because it is the hardest counter.
Yeah.
So we'll see what it's like up there in the top lane. This game is really high damage, high intensity stuff.
I'm gonna say there's also a solid 3 people on SDSU that I Drink Bathwater does not want to hit with the Q.
Yeah, the other thing about SDSU is they have a really good press R and win a fight. They have Galio, Hecarim, Urgot, Thresh.
Yeah, I don't know about Thresh being in there, but yeah, the Kai'Sa will be able to chase anyone down. I think Galio is really strong here. Sylas will be able to steal that Galio ult, so that's pretty good.
Well, see, the thing about the Thresh Galio in particular is that the box actually really helps Galio land his heroic entrance as well. And so once you combo that, then the Hecarim can go in with his R, and then off of the knockup, send them into like a scatter.
So, but the thing about that, to like be able to get a really good Galio ult, is the Thresh needs to be into the enemy team. And that would mean that he would need to like hit death sentences and then reactivate it to go into the middle of the UNM team. And how you outplay that is you just don't get hooked. Like it's
no, vision is going to be huge this game. But if they do get hooked and one of them's going to land,
no, I trust our gamers to not get hooked.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say that they're gonna get hooked. At least one is gonna land, and it's gonna be disgusting to watch because then Galio goes in on the Thresh. The Thresh doesn't take any damage, and just the only counter to that really is that the Kennen can press R in response along with the Varus, and just kind of try to CC them back.
Yeah.
But the Jarvan ult, it doesn't help with that.
This is also a little bit of an interesting comp that UNM has put together, where Jarvan, Varus, and Kennen really like throwing their AoE damage down into one specific spot. And SDSU also really likes doing that, but they don't have a Jarvan to facilitate, let's say.
The only thing they have is the Thresh.
So this might be... we might get to see a lot of... Jarvan 4 doing the classic I'm helping.
Yeah. It could go either way, honestly. It kind of depends a lot on the early game, I think.
Yeah, and we also have to hope that UNM was able to forget about last game. Like, honestly, just completely forget about last game.
100%. They need to just disregard the whole game.
Like, there wasn't even like, oh, this part was good. No, just purge the last hour from your mind.
Yeah, purge the last hour and kind of go next. Forget about the last game. You can discuss it later after this game. They took what they needed to. They banned the stuff they wanted to ban in order to like get that game off of their minds. And once they had the bans through, like at that point, you're just like, all right, we're chilling.
Yeah, and we're loading into the game right now. Of course, there's always a couple of seconds. Just a black screen. Interesting thing, Arcade Hecarim playing Ghost. That will actually be pretty big. He can't flash because he has Ghost.
Right, he'll need to ult over the wall if he ever needs to get away. Which
sounds really obvious, but it actually, in these skirmishes, in these early game skirmishes, that's actually really big.
Especially against the Blitzcrank.
Yeah. Or I would also even think against like a Jarvan.
True. You can get over the Jarvan wall if you hit the Jarvan and he's close to the wall with your Pony Boy knockup, but a little niche overall.
And we're just going to, sit here in Summoner's Rift at 0 minutes and 0 seconds until, the game catches up a little bit. We'll be fine.
Classic spectator moment.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm expecting actually both teams could invade reasonably well here. I think.
I mean, it's a Blitzcrank. You want to invade. It's a Thresh. You
can invade.
You can, but the thing with Thresh, especially into a Blitzcrank, is you don't have the hook, or at least you shouldn't have the hook, because if you don't take Flay level 1, you're kind of trolling. Just because you want the extra attack damage, you want the Flay just in case a hook does land, and it's also okay. Seeing if
they do spot out the Thresh, and the Thresh spots them out, and they back up half of that.
Yeah, I think they could have gotten that ward deeper if they wanted to, because pretty much no matter what, SDSU is going to run away from that 4-man group. Honestly, even if it was just Blitzcrank, SDSU would run away from them at level 1.
Yeah, you just have no way of knowing, Interesting counter.
Okay, they will know about this. Jarvan 4 is getting back to here right now. Silas will be able to come over in about 10 seconds, and they're being spotted out right now. UNM knows this is happening.
On the side of UNM, I just don't know if they can do much about it here. Like, they can grab the Blitz hook, but everyone's back in their lane already. They don't have too much going on, so Didicus gets a late start, and it's going to be a vertical jungle.
I Drink Bathwater might just look here for the cheeky hook, and that's not quite what he wanted to hook. If he was able to get that red buff, that would actually be huge.
Yeah, that would completely switch the entire pace of the game very quickly. But ultimately, nothing ends up happening, and we're probably just going to see a vertical jungle set up here.
And the interesting thing about this vertical jungle is there is very clearly a top side that is better to protect. So I actually don't hate this vertical jungle from UNM, because this just allows Yellow Cactus to go to town here onto Sen Nipix, where
you're actually seeing an immediate like gank into the mid lane and just kind of Hecarim running into the topside jungle while this
I drink bathwater, having ignited, having to flash that death sentence. Now PP going in, Didicus having to flash out himself. He's still going to get taunted. Sen Nipix is here, and that's huge. First blood going over to the horse. I drink bathwater going to go down as well. Medium Willie 69 trying to trade a little bit back, and he's not going to be able to. It looks like I drink bathwater might have even misclicked his ignite, meaning to put that one onto our Pike.
Peter X Lee with a huge knockup onto that Jarvan there. Holy moly. That was actually insane.
Yeah, that's going
double
to be
flashes in the bot lane here.
Oh, but that's going to be S. David Park having to flash himself. Now PPC going to go down, going to give that one over to Chemo. And
oh my god, wait. What?
No, William Willie 69 going to go down, actually. R. Pike and S. David Sparks is... I mean, they're low, but they're alive.
Oh my god. That is just phenomenal play on this in every lane on the side of SDSU.
Yeah, I mean, a part of that was also Yellow Cactus and Sen Nipix. Like, Yellow Cactus did have a little bit of, like, the push, but it was not into the tower enough that, just because of how early it was into the game,
Didicus, here.
He's going to... I think he'll be okay. Oh, no, I don't think he will.
It's a 2-level difference with red buff. There's no way.
I thought he was going to have flag and drag up in time. That was incorrect. So yeah, this is not great here for UNM.
Already a 2.5k gold lead at 4 minutes.
But yeah, basically, even though eventually in this lane, and probably even by right now, PPC getting three-man ganked. S. David Spark getting the flay into a really good knockback from Chemo.
God.
And
he didn't even throw the hook.
That's a 4-0 horse. But yeah, even though Yellow Cactus will eventually have the push in this lane, we'll be able to throw, you know, all of the waves into the tower to be able to have priority himself. It was level 2. No one has priority yet, so just because the fight was on the red side of the jungle, Sen Nipix was there first. Like, just intrinsically because of where the fight was and, you know, how the map works.
Right, yeah.
Oh I drink bathwater getting the horse. Medium Willie 69 is going to die here. Then a death sentence. I drink bathwater might die as well. No one deciding to dive. That's probably a smart move here at 5 minutes into the game. 0 kills to 7. Almost double the gold here. 6,500 to 10,000.
Pretty much every lane is 800 down at least.
Yeah.
The jungle is 2k down right now.
Yeah. Top lane, you know, Yellow Cactus is doing okay. Okay, PPC coming up to try and get something. Yellow Cactus might just die here. Sen Nipix going to get one. Now he's level 6.
Level 4 versus level 6?
Only level 4. Sen Nipix low on mana, low on HP. Let's see what he's able to do. Trying to get something. That's PPC at least putting UNM Esports onto the board. Didicus now going to try and slurp up as much XP and CS in this mid lane while PPC's top.
Yeah, when you're behind the 1-for-1, totally worth it. Like 300% worth it.
And now it's only
it may not feel like it, but
it's only a 3,000 gold lead now, as opposed to the 4,000 that it was before that. So we got that going for us.
Ideally, you'd want to get a kill on this Hecarim, but I'm not sure that you can.
I mean, ideally, I think you actually want, like, if they could kill the Kaisa, I feel like that's the easiest
shutdown to grab. Yeah.
Hecarim. As soon as Didicus is 6 with, you know, maybe something under his belt, an item or two, they might be able to run down this Hecarim just because he doesn't have flash. Until then, it'll be rough.
Yeah. I mean, right now, I think that SDSU basically gets 3 dragons uncontested.
Yeah, you know? I do like the 6.5 minute Triforce here.
Yeah, that's... Jesus.
That's
painful. Like, at this point, he can dive anything. He could just go in, kill somebody, and leave.
That's unfortunate from the side of UNM, I'm going to say. PPSU down in about 15 CS. Not having a great series from him, honestly.
Yeah, these past couple days have been a little rough for PPSU in the mid lane. I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but I think it's just an overall like aggressive attitude. Like even when PPSU is behind, PPSU is flashing in to get kills. Like he's just trying.
Well, I wouldn't say he's flashing in to get kills. He's flashing in to try and get kills, and then usually just dies.
Well, right, but the point being is that he's making the attempt to be really aggressive to try to get back into the game, which isn't inherently a bad thing.
Chemo is here. Yellow Cactus does have Slicing Maelstrom. He should use it right now. The Harpoon does go wide. He might be able to trade one back. Sendy Pig's going to go very low, but he'll be perfectly fine. Death Sentence not hitting Medium Willie 69. Medium Willie 69 having to flash out, but Didicus is here. Now that's actually huge. Didicus level 6, and that's the Lantern to safety.
Yep. Medium Willie actually took 3/4 of his health bar in 3 autos from R-Pike.
And a Q.
And a Q, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Okay, we see Galio. We see Galio going down here. Now R-Pike diving the turret. R-Pike might just die here, honestly. He's going to be brought to safety. Shutdown going over to Didicus. Now S. David Sparks in the middle of the Thunderdome. Peter actually looking for a little bit more. I drink Bathwater and Didicus. You should have to leave. 1 Winds of War is going to date you very, very low.
They push the wave and then get Dragon here.
Yeah.
Pretty clear what their game plan is.
Yeah, I'm not entirely certain why R-Pike waited so long under tower. He really did not.
I think they were waiting for the Galio heroic entrance to land. That way they could safely Lantern out. But ultimately the tower was just doing a lot of damage, and you can't really wait that long underneath a tower as an ADC.
Oh, you mean basically his entire health bar?
Yeah. Real questionable moment, but that is a shutdown, so...
Yeah, that's actually a decent amount of damage, and it went over onto Didicus, who really needs that gold. Medium Willie 69.
No.
What are you doing? Just...
Why are you face-checking a bush? Like, for what purpose would you be face-checking a bush in the bot lane where you're losing?
Okay, Pipisu is here, getting the Harpoon, does miss it. Now he's tanking the turret and is going to go down. Yellow Cactus walking out. I think he'll be fine. Oh, no, flash forward, and he's putting the Slicing Maelstrom down. Does not matter. Pete actually is going to dive. I drink Bathwater because he was in the 1v1 or 1v2 alone with no help anywhere.
Well, like it or not, UNM definitely has the curse of stomp second game.
Yeah.
No matter which team it is. PPSU going back in just to die again.
Teleported top for that. Yeah.
Dude hasn't even gone for a dragon. They don't even need to. They're just kind of killing them under tower.
Why would
They're just shooting dives everywhere.
You're not going to. The game would have to last another 20 minutes to get all 4 dragons. Just
yeah.
That's if this game lasts another 20 minutes, that would be extremely surprising because it's a 10,000 gold lead at 10 minutes.
Yeah, that is bad. For those of you watching at home, 10,000 gold at 10 minutes is no small feat. Let's see. 7,000 at 14 last game was intense.
It is about 2,000 gold lead here from R-Pike onto Medium Willie. About 1,000 from S. David Park onto I Drink Bathwater. Pipisu getting death sentences. He's going to bring down the box. Pipisu actually getting enough HP back, but he's going to be able to walk out perfectly fine.
Perfectly fine, maybe not the word I would use there, but...
I don't know if he wants to walk up.
He's not dead.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. Well, he might be now.
Yep, and there it is.
Yeah. Oh, that was weird.
The death sentence into the Harpoon from downtown.
The death sentence was actually what did enough damage to proc the Harpoon.
Yep. 100% it was, and, wow.
Yeah, this is actually the... Really, 3,500 here, which is actually the exact amount of money that Didicus has. Double that, and you get the 7,000 gold lead or gold that Chemo has. I drink bathwater trying, you know.
Yeah, the Q not landing on the Hecarim and the Varus Q not landing on the dragon at all.
Yeah, it's whatever. Okay, Medium Willow 69 is going to die here. Death sentence.
There he did.
Turning into a helicopter. And, yeah.
Yeah, Hecarim backed and got Merc Treads and Evasion went back. So
okay, Chemo going in. Didicus very low. Now Pipisu going in as well. Heroic Entrance on top. That's going to be 2 kills. Didicus going to go low. Pipisu, or I Drink Bathwater actually pulling 1 into the tower. Then Yellow Cactus is getting 1v1 in the top side. I Drink Bathwater, the only man left standing here in that 4-for-0.
A 12,000 gold lead now before UNM can even surrender. Like,
yeah.
There is literally nothing they can do. There is no way to get back into this game.
Send knee picks? Okay, he didn't die there. That was a little bit close.
Like, I'm not usually one for such sweeping statements, but being 13,000 gold behind at 13 minutes is just unrecoverable.
Yeah.
Because at this point, Didicus can't farm his jungle.
I mean, let's be honest. Didicus hasn't been able to farm his jungle the entire game.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's exacerbated now because the enemy team gets all of the farm in his jungle, on top of all the farm in the lanes, on top of the dives that they've been putting down. Turret plates aren't even down yet, and they have 2 towers. Just completely gone.
No. I Drink Bathwater missing the hook, hitting a minion. He actually does not die quite yet. Now, R-Pike getting snared up by Medium Willow 69, and that's the Thunderdome coming down, but there was a lantern there, so...
A consistent savior Thresh over here. Proving why you ban 1 tricks.
Yeah. I think that's David
0-0-11.
He's like he has like 1.5 million mastery points on or on Thresh.
I mean, why? Honestly, it's not like you can even do anything. Like, even if he was playing has a second tower, same thing happens.
Okay, Medium Willow 69 did just flash there. Send Knee Picks is going to run him down. That's the Harpoon going down, and that's going to be 1 kill. Getting the Fear now onto Didicus might mean a 2nd kill.
Oh, that's 3 people bot lane.
And a 1 for 3. I Drink Bathwater does not hit the Rocket Grab. Send Knee Picks going very low. But don't worry, Chemo is here. Shutdown going over onto Didicus from... the Urgot. Now Peter X Lee and Chemo looking for a little bit more. That's actually a really good hook there. Pipisu now maybe a little bit farther forward.
Oh, Didicus, I don't think you wanted that one, Chief.
Didicus going to go down. Chemo getting the last little charge there. Knock up under the turret. Pipisu and I Drink Bathwater now not quite where they want to be. I Drink Bathwater flashing and then pulling and just pulling Chemo to his death.
Yeah, that was a 15-minute.
And that was a 15-minute surrender.
Yep. Honestly, not.
Yeah.
Yikes. Is really all there is to say about that.
Yeah.
Yellow Cactus doing, by and large, the most damage on the team, and it wasn't even close to it wasn't close to the jungle and the enemy
just
top
because
laner.
he's, top, and you get to throw everything at the top lane, because that's your job. 12, almost 13,000 damage on a Hecarim in 15 minutes is impressive, honestly.
Yeah. I really just don't have much.
I don't have much.
There's just nothing to really talk about other than what we've already said. SDSU just putting out a commanding game. Just playing what they wanted to play. And just rolling through with it. I really have to question, in particular, the Varus pick. I just don't get it. I mean, I don't know if there's something I'm missing, but I just don't get it.
The drafts in both games were questionable, but so what's the play? So, I mean, the drafts. I don't think the draft in game 1 was amazing, but it was fine. This was just Well,
they let the Thresh have the comfort pick. They, tried to play into it, which I respect, but it just didn't work. And I would wonder, why not ban the Thresh? Why not get rid of those one tricks who are playing comfort picks? I don't know.
I don't know either. So,
well, with that,
thank you all for watching. We'll be back on our next game is Wednesday versus Colorado State Esports, the number 1 team right now.
Concerning.
That will be fun. Actually, according to this, our next game is on the 13th, which is a week from now. I don't know if that's correct.
It should be next Wednesday.
Yeah, our next game should be on the 10th. It says the 13th here on my little schedule, so we might have to update that. But just keep your eyes on all of our social media. Subscribe to our Instagram. We always put a reminder, little flyer up for our next games on there. And be sure to subscribe to make sure that you get an alert when we go live. Our next game will most likely be on Wednesday versus Colorado State. And then we will also be having an NMSU Call of Duty Cold War game
show match
at,
I believe,
some point next week to be determined.
All right.
So keep your eyes out for that. I get to cast that. Guess how many hours of Call of Duty Cold War I've played? It's like half an hour.
Yep, I was going to say half. So
that'll be a lot of fun. Of course, a lot of smack talk to NMSU. So thank you all for watching. And good night, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.